Christopher Cross, the man that created classic Sailing and Arthur's Theme, has released his new album, Dr. Faith, which hits stores today, May 10th. The collection is his first of all new material in 12 years, and it not only features sounds people have grown to love him for, but it also features some new guitar-oriented tunes as well as Hey Kid, I'm Too Old for This, Poor Man's Ecstasy, and Still I Resist. We asked Christopher why he has stayed away for so long.
You know, I don't know why I took a break. I got a divorce and went through some personal stuff after an 18-year marriage, and so I took some time for that. But I was always touring. I did write and produce a Christmas record, which only came out in Europe. It'll come out here this year. But I think, you know, a lot of it was just subconsciously I maybe taking a break. I know Will Jennings, who's one of my favorite songwriters who I've written a little bit with. He's written Tears for Heaven and Up Where We Belong and lots of great songs. And Will says sometimes you just got to take a little break and sort of let the well fill up, you know. So maybe I subconsciously knew that after making 8 records. I just needed to kind of, you know, give it a rest. So I did. And then when I jumped into this, I've really been prolific. I wrote these songs in about last 2 years, and then I've already got about 5 or 6 songs started for another record.
Christopher Cross hooks back up with Michael McDonald, who helped him with one of his breakthrough songs, Ride Like the Wind, in the 80s. McDonald adds vocals to the title track of the song, and we asked Christopher how the two came together.
Well, that was way back in '78. You know, Michael Lomardian, who produced the first 4 records for me, was in Steely Dan. Well, as much as anybody's in Steely Dan. And he knew Michael from Steely Dan, so he just invited him down to the studio. He said, I'm working with this guy from Texas, and stuff's interesting, you should come down. So McDonald came down to the studio, and then he listened to some things and said, hey, you know, if you want some backgrounds, let me know. And so we jumped on it, and he sang on I Really Don't Know Anymore first. And then we got to Ride Like the Wind, and, you know, we had the answer part, and just thought, boy, Mike would be great for this, and called him back in. So it was a huge help at radio, obviously, to get the record started, to have him on it. And then we've really remained very, very close friends all these years. I was just actually at South by Southwest with Mike. His son Dylan's a songwriter, and got Dylan on South by Southwest. So we've remained very close. His son Dylan and daughter Scarlett, you know, were born and grew up with my kids, Rain and Madison. So, and Amy, his wife, Amy Holland, was a singer-songwriter, and she was up for Best New Artist at the Grammys the same year I was.
He added that with Dr. Faith, he's not trying to live up to his past successes with 1979's self-titled debut and 1983's Another Page.
I'm kind of really past that. You know, it's kind of like after the first album, Another Page, which, you know, did well. They had singles from it and everything. I did, you know, Every Turn Back My Mind, Window, Rendezvous, all these records, and you just get up for it so much. You know, you're just pumped and like, this is the one, gonna bring us back, and you know. And your family gets pumped up, your friends, and then nothing happens, and you're deflated and everything. And then I think after a while, I'm gonna say you get hardened to it, but you just sort of accept it. So I've kind of long since even with Walking in Avalon, which I think was the first record of mine that I made that I didn't really feel like there was any serial. You know, I think all the songs stand, along with and Dr. Faith as well. But I didn't really expect much, and it didn't do much, but sort of past that, and there's a certain comfort in that.
Christopher Cross won Best New Artist at the 1980 Grammy Awards, and Sailing and Arthur's Theme, The Best That You Can Do, were both #1s. The new album, Dr. Faith, is dedicated to his hero, Joni Mitchell. We'll hear more about how he views his crowded house transformation and what he thinks of the latest Arthur movie starring Russell Brand.